I am the right way up. If you're coming in a little bit later, if you want to skip forward a few minutes, that way you'll miss the waiting around and me trying to find myself. There I am. Hi. I literally am the right way up tonight. Except for this bit. Shows far too much. Hi, Kim. I'm the right way around. Oh, I broke the iPad. Not really. I dropped it. I'll move some stuff so I've got somewhere to put it. Oh. Try that again. Hi, Brenda. Trying to find somewhere to put stuff. I'm the right way up. I thought I would come on a few minutes earlier so I could make sure that I was the right way up. Also, I need a colour. What would you like us to colour in? What colour? Because I don't want to have the whole lot on the... Hi, Amanda. I don't want to have the whole lot on the thing. So pick some colours. Excellent. I think lots of people's kits have turned up today. I thought it might have started coming yesterday, but Royal Mail. Teals. Purple and orange. Right. We'll do teal and purple and orange. Let's pick some for this one, and then we'll work with the same colours again. So we're saying teals, but we're going to teal-ish colours. Purples, pale purple. So these alcohol inks I've got, they are the cheapest of the cheap of the cheap. Alcohol colouring is not something I do very often. No, I'll get them out as well. And then we'll have... See, I mean, that one there is fresh green. I've never seen anything more yellow in my life. But if we actually put it out, it's still yellow. So they really are the cheapest of the cheap. I did have the Maya ones, but a lot run out because I was using them a lot. But I do need to stress, I am not an expert or even have much clue what I'm doing. With alcohol markers. I've picked a couple out because we're going to add pencil over the top to show, even if you're not an expert and you've got Sharpies, use your Sharpies and you'll get the same results. Hi, Hilary. You're not late, I'm early. I came on early so I could be the right way around. You should have seen it as I nearly threw my phone out the window trying to get it turned around the right way. I do need to show you this though, whilst there's not many here. Look at this. This is my collection of pencils and things. I haven't got a full collection of anything, nothing, apart from the Maya ones, and that's because I got them through work. This is my collection of pencils and random tools and stuff. So when I'm hunting for stuff, you can just imagine this, and it's the rest of my desk. It's the rest of my life, actually. So I don't know what I've got in here. Loads of stuff's probably run out, but that's what I'll be referring to when I'm saying use a pencil. So it'll be potluck, what make, brand, colour comes out. So the alcohol markers I've got are super, super, super cheap. Oops, losing that. And I just really wanted to touch on it. I always use watercolours, and I was talking to a lady the other day who said she wanted to join in the Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts group ATC swap, and I'd said you can, and she said but I don't colour, I don't paint, and I said that's absolutely fine, you don't have to. And she'd said I want to learn to colour but I don't paint, so I'd said but use alcohol markers and pencils and I'll show you how I do it and you get decent results. Yep, exactly. Got blue, got yellow, and just a bit of everything. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Donna. Hi, anybody who's popped in. I haven't said hello yet. So this is pretty much alcohol colouring for somebody who hasn't got a clue. And the pencil, well, that livens it up. So I'm going to start with this one actually. It's a bigger surface. And I think we will do the flower in the purples. And I've got a pink. A pale, it says pale purple, but you know. Have you all had a nice week? And I'm so pleased the kits are coming on. The website has been chugging along nicely. I'm over the moon. I really am. The support is just, I honestly, because when you move on from one place to another, in my experience, you get a lot of grief. And I haven't. These have all been absolutely lovely. And I was dreading it, to be honest. Dreading it. So I'm so pleased. And I'm always still here. I'm not on Creating Craft. I don't know if I'll be back. I don't know what the future holds for that. But I am still crafting. I am still here all the time. And all you've got to do is messages and I will be here. So I am Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts. www.emmashappyplace.co.uk. You can find all things me there. I do paper kits, and who knows what the future will bring with that, but at the minute paper kits, because it's pretty much, that's a stamped image and we'll all stamp an image and that's it. So, but I'm using a kind of paper that, it's a mixed media type paper, so hopefully I can get more people on board and more people will find out about us and they'll come and join. So yes, hello. If you've come in and you've skipped through the first few minutes of me waffling, well done. Hopefully you won't have a headache. So I'm starting off with the lightest colour anyway. The way I've picked it up as we go along. Have you, Lorna? Just now? That is insane. You start off with the lightest colour. Again, I do want to stress, I haven't a clue what I'm talking about with them. This is just what I picked up through watching other people. And what I'm going to do is work on a petal at a time. And basically alcohol markers you can use with water-based products and it won't move. I've got a horrible feeling this was my test image and it's done on a different, it doesn't matter. We'll be fine. We'll wing it. Because what I print out for you is not necessarily what I get. I tested about 1,000 times. Be fine. We'll wing it. We'll always do. I think it is. I think it's fine. I think we're all good. So the prints that you get off me, the paper packs, they will take any kind of medium. Obviously it is still paper, so if you go over and spit like loads and loads of water, it's going to react like any paper, even like the most expensive watercolour paper. You overwork it, it's going to end up insane. I'm so pleased. And then with this one, I'm kind of just, this is like the middle colour, or the middle colour that it looks. On between the pens, swatch them out if you're unsure, because sometimes the caps aren't always what it says they are. And now I do not know if these will blend or not, but it doesn't matter because the pencils will fix any imperfections. And alcohol markers, when you're going over the top with alcohol, it pushes the other alcohol back through, which is why I've got the bit of paper underneath, because you always go through. And that's how, when you've got to blend it and you blend the colour back, it's pretty much just the alcohol blending, it's pushing the colour through the paper, and that's how you get the blend. Well, this is, like I say, how I do it. Could be totally wrong, I could be totally spot on, who knows. It's anybody's guess, but this is what I do. And you don't have to have, like I say, use Sharpie. If you've got a light Sharpie, a light pink Sharpie and a dark pink Sharpie, use them too, and then get your other blend with pencils. And I think these pens cost me about £6. They're not the best. I do have to admit that. They are not the best. You got your kit. I'm so loving everybody's getting the kits. So this is the darkest one, and I'm staying right at the bottom. So the lightest one, I've gone all over, The medium one I've gone part way up, and the darkest one I'm keeping it right at the very bottom, so it's light, medium, dark. But I'm going to go back over, so I've gone in with the dark, I'm going to go back over with the middle into the dark, back up to where I've gone over with the middle colour. And I would always say work on one petal first, because if they're dry they're a nightmare to pull out. Hi Subi, hi Kelly. And then back over. Now I think probably every alcohol ink artist is probably screaming at me colour choices and the fact I could have had another 4 different tones. But you know what? I'm not bothered. Because this is what works every time for me. And I think it looks okay. I don't think I'll ever make a fine artist, but you know. On the bottom here. And then I think I'll add just a tiny touch of the dark, just along the darkest one. So I'm either working with 2 colours, 3 colours, or if you're a total pro with the alcohol inks, you can work with 25 colours if you want. This is Emma's version. Again, all over. I'm going with this. I might leave, actually, you know what, on this petal, because I'm going to work with a different flower. This is just because it's a bigger surface. I might bring in some blue. Should we do a complete mix up with blue and then I'll get the pencils out to show. And just make up whatever we want as we go. So you can see what an absolute dog's dinner that is. I'm going to come in with this blue. Get rid of the purples. Oh. Trying to. Can I get the lid on? So I'm going to come in with this one. This is a turquoise blue, it says. And I'm going to come in. That's run out. We'll come in with this one. There we go, that's better. There we go. And I did get told once that it's better to work in circles with alcohol markers, but again, this is like my version. One day somebody might learn this, you know, or I might take a class and then I'll come back and actually have a clue what I'm talking about. But there you go, dog's dinner. How do you fix it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some coloured pencils, and again use Crayola pencils if that's all you've got. And I'm going to pick out some purples and pinks, different brands, so use whatever you've got. Don't think that's a purple at all, it's more like brown. Leave it out, see what happens. I've got the Maya ones, so if you've got the Maya pencils, I'm going to bring a blue out as well, and a Maya one. Actually we'll stick because I know which ones them are. And oh, there's a couple more alcohol markers in here as well. I'll bring them out, why not? So for these ones I've got a blue. So we'll start off with the blue, and what I'm going to do is sort of pull the colour up, and this will blend any imperfections out. So I'm going to take it right at the end. In the alcohol ink, give them 10-15 minutes. I love it. I think that's a little bit like me, but this is honestly, this is why I quite like the fact that I end up with the hard lines. And I quite like the fact that when I bring the pencil, it gives them a totally different look. There we go. I'm going to pull it out a little bit further so it blends. And that to me there, I think that looks pretty cool. Now, obviously, give your alcohol 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes or something to totally evaporate is the word I'm looking for. Even this one looks quite cool. But this one looks even better. But then you can go back in with the purple and pull it in from this end, and you're going to get an even better blend. And you're not sitting for hours colouring either. I mean, I love colouring. I get totally lost in colouring. But I've seen people sit for hours and hours and hours and colour one image with the alcohol markers. See, exactly, Helen. And you don't have to be. And I think that looks pretty cool. Wait till you get the wait till we get the, what's the word I'm looking for? The white pen on it. And then again the pencil, just nice and lightly. You don't want to burnish the colouring. In fact, we'll go with a darker one. And I'm not pulling it all the way. I'm doing more colouring at the bottom here. But I'm pulling quite like, every now and then I'm pulling the stroke all the way through, but nice and lightly. So you're still going to get the nice light look of the pink. Or light purple, so it says. Yeah. So if you're heavy-handed, just hold it further up. I'm quite heavy-handed, just hold it further up. And you can go in, you can even go in with some blue here as well. And it'll match the other petal and it'll look like it was supposed to be like this all along. And up here, leaving the pink bit at the top. See, I'm more than happy with that. And nobody's ever going to turn around and say, well, you didn't do it right. Because nobody's going to know how we did it unless they watch this video. You're super confident with them. See, everybody's different, aren't they? See, for me, it doesn't matter that I'm not confident with them. This is just... I just like to play. I like to play with everything. I know a little about a lot of things. I wouldn't say I was an expert in anything though. Jack of all trades, master of none. Okay, you add your white in and it totally changes the way it looks again. But then if you've got three tones together, like these three oranges, they're going to work really quite well. And I'm going to swap to one of these flowers now. And I'll do this big one here. So these three here, I would say that's your lightest, that's your middle, and that's your dark. All I want to do is do a few petals all at once, just to give it that blend easier. See, I find yellow one of the easiest to blend, and oranges. I'm going to pull it up from the bottom again. And then go even darker. Oh, use the skinny end, Emma. Basically, I can show you how to bodge a lot of jobs. Pretend. And the middle one again, go back over the darker, and that will blend that in. So the one extreme to the other. These are going to blend lovely. And then there's that one which they didn't really blend. I didn't pick the colours out to match, but it still works. We've got that. Now I'll keep going, and then I'll get the pen out, the pencil, sorry. And we can go in with a red even, a red pencil to add even more depth. And then you can obviously come back in, you know how I use the Payne's grey pencils and things like that, the darker one. You can come in and add even more with like two pencils. So again, Sharpies are just, I would say Sharpies are a great thing to start with until you want more. Going with that, and then the middle. Yes, skin and hair tones. I can show you, or I'll attempt to with that bag of mixed tricks I've got. So your hair tones, basically it's your browns, your reds, anything at all, just the same colour mixes as this. If you want natural coloured hair, you stick with your browns, your chestnuts, and so on and so forth. Always make a colour chart. No matter what you're doing, if it's new pens, new pencils, anything at all, make a colour chart. It just helps you know exactly what you've got. And then just pop your colour chart, either stick it to the bottom of your watercolour set, or stick a bit of paper in the bag or the box with your alcohol inks, whatever. Obviously don't do a me and have to swatch them out every time you want to use anything, because I'll lose the bits of paper. I like doing the swatches, I don't like looking after them. I can show you skin tones in a second. Obviously Amanda's in, she's super confident. Amanda, what colours, not numbers because I might not have the same one, but what colours-ish would you say for skin tones? But I'm sorry if you don't like the noise of the... I'm on the lightest one now, so all the way over. Back to the medium. Just to blend that out. And then with the lightest. I will finish this flower because it's not much. I'm going to do the middle. If it's a light shade, look where the light... Yeah, and if you don't know where the light, just make up a spot wherever you are. So I always aim for like the middle or the very ends of everything, so it's like shining straight on it. If you're not really sure how to work out where the light tone's coming from. That was one thing I learned at school in GCSE art, was never to overthink about where your light source is, but once you've made a choice, always make it stay there. So if it's the right hand side, your light source will be on this side, so it'll get darker going this way, and vice versa on your left. I do remember that. It's things you learn as you go, isn't it, Caroline? You sort of pick things up from different places and different people, and then you make up your own way. And to me, again, no expert on colouring. Basically, I think the point is, if I can make it look good, anybody can, with alcohol markers and things. So, light, then middle, then dark, then light again to blend it all together. So again, light. And do the last few. I am just going to chop the top of the flower off this, because I'm going to make a quick card as well. Why not? Then middle. And I'll tell you what else your alcohol markers are good for, as well as your Sharpies. Go ahead and use them on your shrink plastic and things. And really dark. And then middle again. Go over the darkest. And then your lightest to blend it all together again. Yeah, to be honest, for years I shied away from alcohol inks, and I thought, oh, they're all very expensive. But once I did get a set, I kind of just went with it. So I'm going to find a red. A nice bright red, I think, and maybe I'll find a darker grey. Oh, gunmetal, that'll do. So again, all these pencils, I haven't got a full set. You can use all your products together, and I don't care if the craft police come after us and say you can't, you can, because I do it all the time. So one in with the red at the very bottom and just pulling it up. And it will hide a multitude of sins. And it might not be very noticeable at first. But once you add the darker, you'll be able to see it. To be honest, I think I would have probably gone for an even brighter red. But this is what we're working with now. And I'm too lazy to get another colour out. And this is gunmetal. And I'm sure... Yeah, it's another very dark grey, is it? Hold on, I am going back in for I want a darker colour. And I'm going to grab a darker colour for the other as well, I think. Because why not? If we're going to play, we may as well play right. What's that one? It's green. The light in this room behind us is so bad. Should we go with dark purple, actually? So you can go with a dark blue, a dark purple, anything for shadows, anything at all. Oh, I'll try this one just a little bit. Nah, we'll go with the purple. And this is the shadow. Just at the very, very base. Just pulling it up ever so slightly. And this is going to give it like a more 3D look. So I'm using a dark purple. Use a Payne's grey. Use a dark blue. Whatever you want. And just at the very, very bottom. Going around. And see here it's going to be even darker, so you can even pull it round the top of the flower. And this is exactly the same over watercolour. When you see us doing the pencils with the watercolour as well, this is exactly the same reason why, and you can already see how much that's changed. Just, I'm not covering all the red, it's just the very, very, very bottom and around the edges of the colour. I'm not even going right the way up. It's incredible how much it changes it. Alright, a bit like that. I mean, that to me, I think the darker having it, it's just, it changes it so much. And it hasn't taken long at all. And that is the cheapest alcohol markers I could possibly find. And pencils that I mean, the Maya pencils, if you've got them, go for it. And that nobody is going to say anything about that. You give them a card, they're not going to say, well, your flower's not shaded right. And you can go in with your white again for your highlights. And once you start doing it, you sort of pick up your own way, and you pick up what works for you, and you end up just doing it without thinking. And this is again colour theory as well. You'll find out exactly what colours work together and what colours are just going to give you brown. When you're doing the shading though, it's not going to matter about the brown because you want that dark. So, like I say, use a purple, use a grey, use a Payne's grey, use a dark blue, even a dark green to get this shading bit. And it is absolutely going to change the way you colour. And it's going to stop you overthinking. There you go. And you've got your white highlights in. Just put it around there. And I love that. It is just practice. It's like everything is practice. I mean, even on this one, if I go back over and I pick up the... Which dark purple was it? It might not work on here. It might need to be even darker. Going all the way around, and then here this petal goes over the top. You can always see where a petal overlaps, and then it will be darker along here because the petal's turned up. So I'm going in quite hard, and even along here because it's the very bottom it will be darker. Look at people's gardens when you go out. I'm forever in people's gardens looking. I mean, most people where I live, you know, if I go out for a walk or anything, most of the people knows who've got the fabulous gardens because I'm forever looking at the colours. Honestly, I'm like that really, really strange neighbour that like just goes in people's gardens and looks around and things. But they all know us now. They all know I'm totally harmless. I'm that weirdo. Yes, that's me. Right, I'm going to cut this flower out. I'm just going to use this one flower. And that's the thing, on the paper kits, on Emma's Happy Place, obviously all designed by me, drawn by me, all of it. I get very excited about it. I will eventually stop bragging. I try to keep everything as easy to fussy cut out as well because I'm very aware that not everybody enjoys it as much as me. So where I can, I'll either say just chop it off and draw it back on, or I'll make them very, very, very simple. And the detail can be in the colouring. But But if you're not great at fussy cutting, the inking around the edges will hide a multitude of sins. Like a multitude of sins. I am coming back to the skin tones. I haven't forgot, I promise. Right, so I'm just going to put this card together super fast. So I've got a bit of the Emma's Happy Place backing paper. I've got my flour. I haven't got the ink pad though. I bet you all. I'm going to use this one, yellow. There we go. Yay, go Emma! Yay! I'm going to use these inky brushes as well. And what I'm going to do, over the top of this, I am going to go around with the yellow. And this one is the mustard seed. And this is going to bring the colours together from the paper and the flour. Like that. And it does look a little bit, I mean, look at them ones. I mean, how cute would that be, just in the middle of there like that as well. And this one's watercolour, and I can show you over the top. I think this is orange, actually. I don't even know. Again, with the coloured pencil. So I will show you just over the watercolour as well. I love this with all the little bubbles on. Again, you're just adding it in. And you can do even a lighter and a darker as well, if you want. Like that. But then coming back in with your darker colour again, which is the purple. Which one is it? All we're going to do is go over the top. So it's exactly the same principle. Obviously your water is water reactive, but it won't react with pencil. And your alcohol ink only reacts again with alcohol ink. I have found though, and I don't know if this is an actual rule of thumb or not, if you use a VersaFine ink and then you use an oil pencil, I am having an affair with craft card. I found it. What I have found is the VersaFine is an oil-based ink pad. So obviously oil things can make that react. Oil pencils pull the colour out. Whereas if you use a water base with the oil, it won't pull it out and things like that. So the rule of thumb with that is you use, so water things react with water, alcohol things like stays on, your alcohol things react with alcohol, and your VersaFine, which is oil based, reacts with oil. And I have got oil crayons as well, which I have been asked before to do oils, and we'll do a picture with some oils and that and go over the little bit I know about them. But I mean, even that it's totally changed the way it looked before. I mean, obviously this one's got a lot more tones on, that was just yellow and the red, but the difference is absolutely nothing. They still look pretty cool. So what I want to do is, that is going to go on there, any glue. I'll pop it down. Yes, this is my love affair with craft card. I do need to say it's on my desk. I did find it and I am just being lazy. This is like my whole craft story. I am lazy. I use what's next to us. So if my style totally changes because I've tidied up and I've put stuff away. And I'm just too lazy. So I'm going to go in with the yellow again around here. And brighter. And this is just a shape. It's like a mount board shape. And I'm sure it is Tando or chocolate Baroque. That's usually where I get my grey board and things from. Like that. And I do want something else on there just for a bit of contrast. So I'm going to grab a stencil. Bear with. I need to grab a stencil. Oh, actually I'll use this one. There we go. And what colour should we use? So I've got a craft card one. Oh, avalanche. We'll go with the mustard. No, it won't. I'm lying, it's not mustard. Coffee. I'm going to do that in the middle. And this is a... You know who this stencil's by, Lorna? Angela Poole, is it? Is it? There we go. So I've got a little bit of something on there. And I am going to go around the edge to make it darker. because I want the flower to sit in the middle of it. I'm just going to pop that on. And you can add thread or whatever you want. You can add whatever words you want. I won't add words because I do want to do the skin tones before I forget. Again on the paper. I do think I'm using a like that. And stick that down. You could I've got some thread. This is multicoloured thread. Just for a little bit of something. I won't stop being proud of what I do. I might stop bragging though eventually. With embroidery scissors. Yeah, scissors as well. It's for me it's a thing with scissors. You can get scissors that have got no finger holes and there's like snips. Mine are Fiskars, but I don't know where they are. We've got a little bit of thread. That'll break it up and stop us being so clean and tidy. I'll pop that on there. Like that. I quite like that because spin your flower around so it's the right way up. And hold it for a second. Self-promotion isn't bragging. And I would add words to this, but I'm not going to. I will take a picture with the words on when it's stuck. Not in my finger. That way. There. But that there, it's one flower out of all those flowers you get in the kit. And one little bit of paper, like one square of it. And I think that's so effective. And I think this is going to be someone's birthday card. Okay? Method in the madness. But I do like adding fabrics. I like adding a little bit of lace, a little bit of netting and things like that. And it just breaks it up. Thread, whatever you like. So that is that. Right, skin tones. I will find a girl. And I will find something that looks similar to skin tones. Oh, by the way, I've had Christmas. I've been showing Kelly today Christmas. It's gonna knock your socks off, I think. I wasn't sure about it at first because I'm very much like that with Christmas. Right, okay, I can't show you the girls because they're not here. I think they must be upstairs, but I can show you the colours, what I use. I'll draw a stick man if need be. So the colours I use basically are these. So I've got salmon pink, skin white, pale cherry pink. Now these ones all won't do for skin. Cream. So these are all, pick them all out. Barely beige. All your pasty colours and your like slightly pinks. And then rose beige and maybe that one because it looks quite skin tone-ish. I'll hide them over there and hope they don't have an avalanche. Stay. And this is what I do. So this is cream. Oh, there's your base coat for it. So swatch them out. And this is 36 in this particular one. So that would be my base coat. And then I would, this is berry beige. That I would keep as a blender. And that is 29. So I probably wouldn't use that unless I needed to. And then we have skin white, which I think could add your pinky tones to it. Because you've got your yellow tones here, your pinky tones. Yeah, it's 131. Your numbers will be different. Swatch them. Don't just take my word on numbers because they're all different. And that one there is very similar to that one. So I'm just going to put that one back in. And then these ones will work out. Oh, I like that one as well. That one's 135. This is your best way to do it. That one there is 107 and it will do for shadows. And this one here might do for even darker if we need any. That's 97, right. Now this is going to get really embarrassing because I'm going to draw a stick man. Basically, just to show faces. You need a pencil that isn't. Oh, can I show you something? Look! Emma's Happy Place pencils. There's your face, right? So there's an eye, nose and a mouth. So basically, Don't draw like this. This is one of your girls. I'm going to cover the whole thing in cream. Have you ever? Honestly. The most unorganised crafter in history. And then 131, which is your pinky colour. Whose pens? These pens are the cheapest pens I could possibly find. I'd had the Maya ones from Stamps by Me. I love them, but a lot have run out, and I don't know if the refills are coming in or whatever. I hope they are, because I've still got them. There we go. So what I've done is I've gone over with the cream, and then I've gone over with a very light pink again, and that is your yellow base and your pinky tone, and that is that. So I'm going to go in with 97, which I've swatched them out. You can easily watch back if need be. And I am going to, so this is a hairline here. So what I would do is I would add this bit to the hairline, and then around the eyes, and then maybe around the jaw. And I've seen a lot of people do like a little bit here between the nose, and here and here. I don't often do that because a lot of the girls I do are not real, as in like the eyes aren't the right size to match the body. They're quite whimsical. So if you want to go into more realism, there's a lady called Karen. She's American, and she runs an art school and does skin tones. She does the most amazing skin tones and stuff. I'll try and link a video here, because I mean she taught me a lot about colour, like on faces and things like that. And I usually watch YouTubes on silent, which isn't very helpful, I know. And that will blend in them colours, but that's your shadow kind of thing. And you just keep going over it and going over it and building it up. And then you would go in with a pinky tone, which I think was said. We're going with a light pink just on the cheeks and do the same. So this is where our cheeks would be. So you're going to add a light pink into the cheeks, and then just go over with your lightest tone again, which is your cream. And that will push it out. And I know this is really, really naff, this bit here, but basically they're your skin tones. Pick them out, the ones that look like skin tones, and quite often they're named like skin white, berry beige, pale pink, sand, things like that, cinnamon, all them kind of things. Swatch them out, write them down, and then just blend up. So lightest in the middle, under the eyes and cheeks, then you're going to add blusher on top. I will get one of the girls upstairs. I'm tidying up, it's ridiculous, I don't like it. And I will get one of the girls, and I'll do alcohol inks on Tuesday for you with them. Just a nice quick one at first. But I hope this does help. What we got here? Ah, watch your space, Helen. Am I going too quick? Yeah, Christmas is coming. It's coming in about 2 weeks, I think. 2-3 weeks. So it is coming. It is a kit. It is pretty... I like it, to be honest. I really, really like it. And I'm not one for... like Christmas I don't go OTT with. And these aren't OTT. They're quite simple but very effective. I have had the okay of the design team. And I showed my mother. And she went... now I like those. Nobody spied anything yet. So I hope this did help. I will do it. I'll have the girls back downstairs. I'm just going to stop tidying up. I'll bring the girls back downstairs for Tuesday and I'll do it. And then we'll make the wreath. The autumn wreath with the sunflowers and things I was going to do. We'll cross over onto YouTube as well. Because I obviously share it over onto YouTube. But Facebook, Tuesday 8 PM, I'll do a girl properly with alcohol markers. This is ridiculous. I hope it did help though, maybe some way. Especially with the colours. Imagine that. It's quite scary. Halloween's coming. helpful. That's good. I'm pleased. I hope it helped with the flowers, because I mean, we'll hide that there and put that there. I'm happy with that. It does need some words. I will pop them on and take pictures and put it up. I am going to love you and leave you, because quite frankly I'm sick of hearing my own voice. Yeah, inspiration, that's all I ever want to give, Amanda. I don't like want to preach anything. This is just what I do. Like I say, I'm not really an expert in anything. I've crafted all my life, and it's just what I've learned and how I've found, especially with colour and things. I'm so sorry about the squeaky chair. I'll buy some new WD-40. Not Halloween. No, I haven't made Halloween. You can relax, Maureen. I haven't done Halloween. I'm not saying I won't do Halloween next year, mind, but it's all been a bit fast forward the last month. I really do hope this helped though. Skin Tones Tuesday on Facebook, and I'll make the wreath. We're going to do the sunflower. I'm going to make Christopher come back to the garden centre, because they had some dried oranges and limes and things, and I want them on it, and I need some cinnamon so it smells nice. Stop talking, Emma. I'm going to love you and leave you. Good night. Thank you so much for keeping us company. I love you so much for all the support. Honestly, I could never ask. It's like I've got just such the best friends ever. Self-taught, it's the best way, isn't it? It's not. Going to school and sticking in is the best way, but I think you're not as prone to having certain ways of doing things. You sort of just mix it up and do whatever. Right, stop talking, Emma. Good night. I'll see you Tuesday. Have a lovely weekend. Workshop Saturday and Sunday, so I probably won't be live Sunday night on YouTube. Everybody with the workshop, I'll see you on Saturday at 1 PM. Have a lovely weekend. Good night.